correspondent Azadeh Moshiri, who is in Islamabad for us. So, Azadeh, what more do we know about what might happen?
Well, preparations are still in place here. There are still security points in Islamabad, but there's still so much uncertainty around the timing of these talks. What we've heard from the White House multiple times is that the Vice President, J.D. Vance, will lead a delegation and travel here to Islamabad, but it's the timing that is unclear. It was thought he would have arrived by now, but it's understood that he actually spent the night in Washington on Monday. And part of the reason for that could be because of Iran's reluctance to publicly commit to attending these talks. The last we've heard is from the man who's expected to lead the Iranian delegation, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the Speaker of Parliament, and he has said Iran won't negotiate under the shadow of threats. He's accused Donald Trump of opening a siege and violating the ceasefire. Now, remember, a lot of what's said in public isn't always what's going on behind the scenes. There could be political bluster, and it certainly doesn't mean that Iranians aren't making preparations to attend. But there are a couple things to pick out in that statement. On the one hand, he's referring to what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz, where the United States is responding to Iran's blockade with one of its own on Iranian ports. But there's also something going on behind the scenes in Iran. Hardliners are putting pressure on figures like Ghalibaf to choose the path of more conflict instead of more diplomacy. And after several layers of senior leaders have been killed over the course of this war, there is this internal power struggle that is going on in Iran. And all of this is playing out as there's only a day until the ceasefire expires, and we still don't know whether talks will actually take place.
Azadeh, thanks very much indeed. Azadeh Moshiri, who is in Islamabad for us. So, Azadeh, what more do we know about the possibility of this meeting actually happening?
Well, here in Islamabad, preparations are still in place. There are security checkpoints on the roads. There are posters with the words Islamabad talks lining the streets. But there's still so much that's unclear. The White House has said that J.D. Vance would lead a U.S. delegation and travel to Islamabad, but there have been conflicting reports about the timing of that. It was thought he would have arrived by now, but it's understood he spent Monday night in Washington. There are now reports again that he could travel today. And part of that uncertainty could be because the U.S. is reacting to Iran's unwillingness to commit to attending those talks. The latest we've heard is from officials including Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the man who's expected to lead the Iranian delegation. He's Iran's Speaker of Parliament, who has accused Donald Trump of violating the ceasefire, of opening a siege on Iran, and also has said that Iran won't negotiate under the shadow of threats. Now, there are many things that could be going on there. It's worth remembering that there's a lot of political bluster, and that this doesn't mean Iran isn't actually preparing to travel here to Islamabad. But there's also something going on behind the scenes inside of Iran. Hardliners that are adding pressure, putting pressure on figures like Ghalibaf to choose the path of more conflict rather than diplomacy. And so all of this means that just a day before the ceasefire is meant to expire between the US and Iran, we still don't know if the talks will actually happen.
Azadeh, thank you very much. Well, let's go straight